Hello! Elliott here from ETJ English. How are you today? Now, one of the most common questions I'm asked as a pronunciation teacher by students of my course or people who subscribe to my channel, they always ask me, Elliott, how can I speak English faster but clearly? Now, the first thing to understand is that communication, speaking English, well, it's communication. That's what it is. We're not in a race to talk as fast as we can. We're not trying to rap and speak really, really fast like this so that people can't really understand us. We need to find that balance in the middle, because then our listener will enjoy listening. We don't want to make our listener feel uncomfortable by talking really, really fast. The key is being able to handle your stress and your rhythm when you speak. So the first thing to understand is that English is a stress-timed language. This means that everything we do is timed by stress. We have stress in words, different syllables can be stressed, and we have stress in sentences, which is when different words are stressed throughout our sentences. And we can also break these sentences into what we call thought groups. Now, I'm not going to talk about thought groups today because they're a little bit more in-depth, and that's saved for my pronunciation course. But what I will talk about is generally just how to control your rhythm and stress so that you can talk a little bit faster but still maintain a clear and confident sounding accent. And the other thing I'll mention before I begin is the accent I teach, the accent I focus on in my lessons, in my course, is my accent, which is just a form of modern RP, very common in the south of England, but there are many other accents which you can learn. We stress the words which we want our listener to hear. So verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, anything which paints the picture, right? We're painting a picture for our listener all of the time. We're talking and creating an image or creating an emotion or anything with our words. So the words which do that are obviously the words we really want our listener to hear. A basic example would be me saying, I'm going to London tomorrow. I'm going to London tomorrow. Which words do you think are important in this sentence? Going, London, tomorrow. Because if I said to you, going London tomorrow, you'd still kind of understand me. The problem is we need the other words there, so we have to include the word to. I'm going to London tomorrow, right? We need that too. Now we call these words, which are less important, we could actually live without them, but we need them. We call them function words or grammar words, or you can even just call them boring words. They're the words which we don't really need when we speak. Words like to, for, and, the. We often pronounce them as t, f, and, the. We say them quickly and relax them. And that is how you will start speaking faster. And you start saying these function words in a relaxed way. But the key, the real key, is that you need to slow down and emphasize the stressed words. So speak faster on the words which are not important, and slow down a little bit and emphasize the words which are important. That's how you get your point across clearly and how you speak faster. Let's go back to this sentence. I'm going to London tomorrow. So what's happening is I'm pronouncing to as t, t. I'm using the schwa sound instead of oo, so instead of oo. You just keep the tongue in the middle of your mouth, relax your mouth. T, t, to London, going to London, going to London, going to London. Practice that and get faster and faster. And because I'm relaxing to, it's speeding up my speech. If I said going to London, or going to London, it becomes a lot faster when I relax that to, and it becomes t. But I'm still making going and London clear and emphasized because it paints the picture. So practice with me now. I'm going to London tomorrow. I'm going to London tomorrow. And it's very important that you work on your stress and your intonation before you start working on the vowels and the consonants if you're trying to learn a British, American, any kind of accent. So let's take a look at this sentence now. What do you want to do later? What, want, do, later. Imagine I say this to you now. What, want, do later? again, it still kind of makes sense. You can still understand that I'm asking you a question, partly because of my intonation, but also because I'm saying what, want, do later. I'm asking you what you want to do later. Those other words are relaxed. What do you want to do later? Okay, so do you and t. What do you want to do later? Saying these words, instead of saying what do you, I'm saying what do you. It becomes very quick, doesn't it? D instead of do and y instead of you. What do you want to do? T. Just like in to London, to do later. And this will speed up your speech. So try it with me. What do you want to do later? Now I could actually stress the word you, and I could say, what do you want to do later? What do you want to do later? Now what that does is it actually pushes the question more onto the listener. What do you want to do later? So when we don't relax the word you, and we don't say y, and we say, what do you want to do later? It's more like I'm being a bit more forceful with my question, and I'm not saying, what do I want to do? What do you want to do later? Right? So we can actually stress different words to create effect. So don't always rely on these function words. Sometimes you will need to say you instead of y, or sometimes you will need to say to instead of t if you want to emphasize what you're trying to say. So let's just try a few more sentences. I can see you could become I can see you, because I see you, that makes sense, right? The can just becomes can. I can see you. Because it's not so important. I mean, I could say I can see you, that's absolutely fine. But you'll find more often natives will say I can see you, I can see you, I can see you. She was looking at me for 5 minutes straight. She was looking at me for 5 minutes straight. She, looking, me, 5 minutes straight. Those are the important words. The other words, again, can be relaxed. She was looking at me 5 minutes straight. So 4 is becoming f. And again, we're speeding up. She was looking at me for 5 minutes straight. She was looking at me for 5 minutes straight. It's very hard to do that. So we need to relax those function words. And that is how you can begin talking faster. And there are other techniques and other things that we can do. And I, of course, talk about those things in my British pronunciation course, which you're welcome to join if you wish. The link's in the description below. And we can work towards making your accent clearer, faster, whatever your goals are really. If you're looking to achieve more of a British sounding accent, that's what the course is for. So I'd love to meet you there. We can also talk on WhatsApp after you've joined the course, so I can give you feedback through voice messaging and a full analysis on your accent when you first join. So hopefully I'll meet some of you there after you've joined the course, but the rest of you, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next lesson next Friday. Cheers guys, bye.